My name is John Phillips. I'm 79 years old, making it I was born in 1934 in Brooklyn, New York. And I started painting when I was in high school. So that's a good time, a long time ago, probably 60 years at least. And I never really had any money to buy canvas, so I painted on brown paper bags. This would be an example of what I painted. This is on actually shopping bags from the store, brown paper bags. And I painted with inexpensive, just like a pastel paint, whites and so this here.
And what year did you do this about?
I did this actually, I attended Pratt Institute in Brooklyn, and I painted that, so I was probably about 22. So, you know, it's...
And that was because you were back from the war, you were back from the Army.
Yeah, I was back from the Army.
And then you were able to go on a GI Bill.
I was able to go to Pratt on a GI Bill.
Right.
And so actually I was probably 25. And the other paintings, then I started to paint on cardboard because basically people throw cardboard away, and you know, it gave me the same effect as canvas. At least I could do. And I do this on, this is all cardboard. This is box stuff that you throw away every day, but you know, it's recyclable.
And now you've been doing this before the recycling craze.
Yeah, I was doing this. There's more. I ended up calling this. What happened? I went to paint boxes. I call it box art. And this is an example of box art. It's a box, as you can see. What happens? You just fold it up. This is the box.
Yeah.
I take the box apart and I paint it. And there's many different shapes that you can make out of the box, and you can get an effective painting. You see so it's fun just to move the stuff around. And if you use in this shape, there's like a serpent here, and the serpent runs down the back, the top of the back. And so it's kind of interesting that.
Does that happen intentionally, or does it almost happen after you?
Well, it happens as you're painting. You can see these things coming and happening. So there were here's another piece of, this is box art, it's just cardboard.
Yeah, I like this one a lot.
And yeah, I like the effect of this.
It's very powerful.
Kind of works nice.
Do you remember? I remember when I saw this because this was just so strong. Right. Actually, put that one up in front of the. Well, tell the story about the painting with the water.
Well, this painting here, I used to paint out in the backyard when I lived up in Congress, New York, and I was making this painting, and then halfway through it started to rain, and so that's where you can see the effects of
let me come in closer.
Water on the painting. What I do with my painting, I paint with sand, and with the sand I get effects of almost like moon kind of things. They come out. This is all sand, so this is sand. And you can see you get some texture in it, and that's fun to do.
Now, when you look at this painting like that, that's as involved as this one, what parts of it do you look at saying, you know what, that part of it I really like, and that part?
Well, that's,
Which areas of it do you feel?
well, the dilemma with any kind of painting is when to stop and when to say it's finished. So I guess with an artist, it's never finished because you always feel you could do something else, but eventually you just have to stop because it gets to a point where the movements are right, and you want to stop it at that point. If you go any further, you start another movement that will take you somewhere else, and so that's a tough spot.
But is there a part of this, of like, when you look at this, do you see a part of it where you're like, well, I really like the way that looks, I like that part of it, or you don't, it doesn't sound like you're very judgmental about it at all.
Well, not really, because
I mean, I never hear you say, oh, well, I like this part of it, or I like where I was going
well,
with that.
the thing is that it's supposed to all work. The whole painting's supposed to.
They don't
work.
always work, right?
Well, you know, that's when I stop, when I figure I got that. So yeah, you know, this part has to work with another part. So that's what makes the complete painting.
All right, let's talk about the accordion box art here. This
Well,
one's
yeah, that's
cool.
another. Yeah, this, you know, with the,
And now this
with
is also
cardboard,
old.
yeah, cardboard you can, you know, it's this is just inside a box. This is one of the pieces that a separator for that they put inside a box. And you know, you can do all kinds of these things. Are you can take, you know, a knife, and you can cut things out and get some texture. And you know, this is just a standard box. It still has, you know, the labels that were on the box. They show through. That's fine. So you get all kinds of effects. I have some stuff in the front there where you break it out there. This is a painting I like. This is,
Well, that's a
one
rare
of my
thing for you to say.
favorites. Yeah. Well, I guess you like them all. But, this one here is, I call it an aquarium painting. There's,
Oh yeah,
you
there
have
is.
to
I see
turn
the
it this
detail. Which way should it be?
Uh,
Why don't you put this one up over in front of the water painting, because there's a little table, there's a little shelf there.
I've always felt this was an aquarium painting because I see this kind of fish-like thing and another fish coming this way, and there's all kinds of goofy fish at the bottom of the ocean. So this always reminded me of an ocean and you know, below the water, of course, down in the bottom of the ocean. I always liked that. I thought that
Yeah.
worked well.
It really does. You know what? This is a good example of when you see it from a distance. It kind of has. It doesn't. You have to look closely. I mean, that's really. Some of them are broad, like this one right in front here.
Yeah.
You know, which is kind of like a Robert Motherwell kind of very powerful. I really, it's beautiful. It's really cool. This. How long ago is this? Because
Well,
this is
that's
not
not
something you typically do, right? And that's kind of new
No,
for you?
this is, yeah, that wasn't too long ago. Maybe 3 or 4 years ago. But, yeah, this is, because the cardboard comes inside of the boxes, and so what you do is you get, you know, you can get nice effects because you start off with something, you know, and you can bring out the corrugations and you get the other side, and you can move these things around, and they have all kinds of
That's a personality. The personality can change, right?
right. And it gets That's interesting.
Let's talk, let's
This
look at
was
the
one of
fish
my,
too. Oh, that's one of your favorites, huh?
This is one of my favorites. I used to call this slice, because it always reminded me of that, something that was sliced two halves.